Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I am very surprised that I picked this up as soon as I did. Prime Day came and went pretty quickly this week. I had to get something. But I couldn't find anything that I was like, is that really worth it? But I picked up this. Yeah, I picked up yet another Cold Steel. And for those who are longtime viewers of the channel, you know that I am not really a Cold Steel fan. But this thing was so freaking cheap. I bought it because I wanted to know how they're able to bring it at the price that it was. I got this thing for, I think, Prime Day deal, like super sale, whatever nonsense. It was like 36 bucks. Yeah, 36 bucks. That's pretty sick. Now, recently, I just bought this. This is another Cold Steel. This is the Verdict model. This is the more premium variation. It is an OS 10A with a black PVD, I believe it is. I haven't tested it yet. Testing and breakdown of stuff will be in a separate video if you're interested in that kind of stuff. I definitely do enjoy making those kind of disassembly videos just to see the internals and the engineering aspect side of how knives are, I guess, put together. But I've been carrying this thing for about a week now, and I actually really do enjoy carrying it. I did have to fine tune it a little bit, and it still needs some more tuning. This is still the factory edge. I'm not super happy with it, but it's decent enough to get by. I just haven't had the time to put my own edge. But Mini Recon 1. I bought this guy because when I bought this, I mean, this is about maybe 80 bucks or around 70, 75, somewhere around there, I believe. Maybe a little bit less. I can't exactly remember how much I got it for, but Cold Steel's selling this model for like 130 bucks. And I'm like, why does this cost 130 bucks? But this costs like regular full retail price, like 60 bucks. What makes the Verdict almost double, and if some super sale prices are applied, almost triple the price? Look at that, you get a different clip. Oh, this thing is dense. This thing is a little chunker right here. I'm actually very surprised to see how much it weighs in difference. Before I open that up, because that's something that really caught me off by surprise right there, because this thing is stupid light. The Verdict here is, like, if I remember correctly, 2.5 or 2.6 ounces. It weighs damn near nothing, right? Super slim, little pocket carry to the beach or out to the park. That's what you throw in your pocket. 2.6, cool, whatever. No one's gonna complain about that. But what is this? This feels like 3.2, maybe just 3. 3.4. Okay, not bad, not bad. So it is denser. I have seen a disassembly of this, and there are steel liners to this variation, but this does not have steel liners. Huh. Let's see how this thing feels in hand. Oh, that's nice. It's like a pistol grip. Like it curves down while this stays a little straighter. I don't know how to feel about it. I like it. It's a good feeling that I have. But there aren't that many knives that I've experienced that curve so dramatically down like that. And it doesn't look like it, but once you get it in hand and you wrap your fingers around it, yeah, that's not bad. This is significantly wider in hand, that's for sure. I'm willing to bet that the stock thickness on this, as well as the spine lock here for the triad lock, I'm willing to bet that that component is a little bit wider as well. And immediately, this one has a much smoother release out of the box than this Verdict right here. That is most likely attributed to the difference in finishes. And here we have the beautiful stonewash finish. I love this finish. I prefer it. OS 10A, I believe, is, you know, a pretty good stain-resistant material. This has smoothened up a lot already. As you can see, it's being, you know, self-polished already by writing on the lock face there. So it's nice and smooth. Took it apart, I oiled it. I'll still be doing a disassembly and sharpening video later on, but Let's see how these things stack up side by side. Okay, so it's a little bit more, right? You got a little more hand filling action, and the weight is noticeable when you have the two side by side. But if you never experienced the verdict and you just had this, you would still say that this is a very lightweight yet compact knife. I do like this quite a bit. I'm curious if the scales here are FRN or G10. They look like G10, but you know what? No, I don't think they are, because the texturing that's here and just kind of how it looks, it looks like a G10, but no, it's not. Okay, so maybe that does contribute to the price difference there. This is a solid G10 without liners. This is a type of injection mold plastic, potentially FRN, with steel liners for rigidity and reinforcement. There is weight relief within those steel liners. That's cool, I like it. Pockets could have been a little bit bigger, but sure, why not? I do have, full back spacer, so nothing's really gonna get in there and ding up your blade if you throw this in your pocket and you have some change or keys dangling around. Let's see how, yeah, that's nice and deep. I like how buried that is. That's good, that's good. Yeah, you know what, this thing feels so much nicer than how the verdict came, and I don't know why. Still stiff, right? It's still stiff. Gotta give it some wrist. But I'm still learning about cold steels and the triad lock, and I just recently watched a video of Discerning Man. He's another individual in the community who makes a lot of cool YouTube videos. Kind of slower paced, but I definitely do enjoy watching his stuff all the way through because it's entertaining and educational, and I like that kind of stuff. So, but he shows how to tune the spring for a lighter, more comfortable depression of the lock itself, and that's most likely what I'm going to end up doing to these two. Because this is thinner, I don't have calipers, but you can clearly see there is a thickness difference. This is far more comfortable to depress than on the verdict. Deployment wise, this is so much smoother, but again, that's the finish on the steel components that has all coated. This is not. Side to side, out of the box, nothing. That is really, really nice. This came with a good bit of side to side. I really had to crank down the pivot to get it out, and because I did that, I seized it up and I had to take it apart and clean it out. It was dry as bones in the pivot. I was kind of surprised. That's all right, not a big deal. I can take care of that myself, but the average person, the average consumer should not have to do that realistically. Up and down, beautiful up and down. There's nothing there. If I muscle it, I could feel it on this. I still got a little bit of side to side on this, and I've tuned this. Like, I worked on this, and even still, if I really yank on it, I still feel a little bit. This, right out of the box, it is less. So much less than that, basically almost undetectable. That is very, very nice. You know what? I don't know. I'd probably end up keeping both of them. But what for? I mean, same exact size, about the same amount of usable blade length, maybe a little bit shorter here with the Mini Recon 1. The coating, I don't need the coating because it's OS 10A. They both have the sharpening choil. This is, it still has some texture to it, but it's not gonna shred up my pants. And speaking of pants, let's throw it in the pocket real quick. Let's see how that is. I got some shorts on because my wife's bugging me to do some yard work. It's like 100 degrees right now, and I'm like, woman, are you fucking out of your mind? But she wants to do some yard work right now. In the pocket, I'd say the verdict is a little bit better, but this probably just needs to get worn in a little bit. Maybe I can pull it up a little bit, but keep it from tapping on the scale. But in hand, wow, it is very different from the Verdict in the best way possible. Like picking these up side by side, this is so much more comfortable. I mean, this isn't bad. But in comparison to this is so much more comfortable. At this point, I'm starting to, I don't know. I want to make a video comparing the two, breaking them down, sharing sort of like why this may cost double or maybe triple what this can cost. A knife that it compares to the best, one of my favorite ones to carry during the summertime, Native 5 Lightweight, Spyderco, USA, baby. You know, this thing is, it's an awesome freaking knife, and it's just broken in so beautifully. The depression of this simple back lock definitely cannot compare to a tri-lock. I understand that. Nobody needs to educate me on that. But just the release it's butter, you know? And there's no pivot system to this. This is literally just metal on metal, and it's polished itself up after years of use, of course, and really working it. But this thing's gold in hand. It's gold in the pocket. You know, I love using the Native 5. I will forever and always love this model, the lightweight variation, because it's a sick knife, right? You can get all different types of blade materials, stuff that will run circles around anything that the cold steel can produce. Probably for almost the same or maybe a little bit more the cost. But I mean, cold steel stuff is made in Taiwan. They have stuff, yeah, sure, made in Italy. I'm assuming they do have stuff in the US. I believe they do. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if they have stuff made in China potentially, or Japan, but it's kind of like Spyderco. They have stuff made all over the place. The only major difference to me is quality control in Spyderco's. I personally believe, through my own experience, quality control in Spyderco's are better. Steel availability, variation, better. Heat treat, typically on the higher side, which enthusiasts like me like and enjoy. I value that, you know, and I am more willing to spend a little bit more money to get something from Spyderco than I am to get something from Cold Steel. For whatever reason, I'm thinking if I refer to these as Benchmade for whatever, I'm sorry. Cold Steel's not Benchmade. We're not talking about Benchmade here. We're not fans of Benchmade on this channel. But yeah, this Recon 1, I mean, sub $40. That is just, for what you're getting here. Like, this is, I'm honestly very surprised. And I'm very happy. Factory edge, I can't expect much from it. I do kind of have unrealistic standards when it comes to factory edges nowadays, because I do all my own sharpening and whatnot. Let me get a little piece of scrap paper here. Check this out. It's got a clean side. Let's take a look at the edge real quick. It's cool. I mean, it looks overstropped. I don't know what I was expecting, right? Let's check that out. Hey, what the hell? This is good. Okay, whoever worked on this unit, you deserve a firm handshake. I would shake your hand. I respect that. Only because the factory edge on this was not like that. I don't know what's going on, and I'm upset that I'm too stupid to know what's going on. So I'm angry because I'm uneducated and I don't know what's going on and why there's the difference. I haven't sharpened them, and while I have sharpened OS 10A and I have good experience with it for what it is in its price range, now knowing what I know and what I'm feeling at the moment, I think I am much more willing to have bought the Recon 1 over the Verdict. The Verdict looks good. It looks the part. It looks like a nice, well-rounded EDC tool. The Recon 1 does have more of a tactical, more aggressive flair, but it's barely noticeable. But the materials, I mean, they're pretty comparable. I get it, G10 costs a lot more, but it can't cost that much more. The PVD or potentially DLC, again, I'm willing to bet that this is just a PVD, which it doesn't cost much to do that kind of stuff. You know, it's coated on the studs and the pivot, all the little hardware body pieces. The clip is black coated, has the, you know, like this is nice and welcoming to the pocket. Really shorty clip that is a, you know, deep carry. How's the clip style on this thing right here? Okay, not deep carry, but that's fine. I'm not super picky about that. As long as it works, it's fine. And well, it works. And you know what, I kind of like that there is a little bit, because when I pull it out of my pocket, it's kind of in this position, and I gotta crawl back up and then flick it. But that's because this is a small knife. So, you know, first world problems, whatever, not a big deal. I do like that there's, you know, some jipping here, kind of more for just visuals, but if I really like, I mean, I don't feel it. It's too small in hand. I wear large to extra large size gloves, and I can't really feel this when I'm gripping it. Can I like climb up here? Is this a thing? Can I? Okay, yeah, sure. I guess I can do that, but that's really sketchy because like I'm basically right on the live edge, and I got respect for this edge right here. Actually, I'm very surprised. Did not expect that. I expected the edge to be just as terrible as it was on the Verdict, because again, I'm honest with you guys, I'm not trying to butter this thing up or, you know, but it will be added to my Amazon storefront, that's for sure, because I like it right off the bat. I really do enjoy it. I think that this is a sweet buy if you want something with that triad lock and you just have, you know, sub $50 to kick around and you want to pick something up to on your next camping trip or your beach trip or something. This is running on a combination of Teflon and phosphor bronze washers, so it's going to keep a lot of gunk out of there, and this thing should be just fine in a high moisture environment. I don't expect this thing to really you know, be degraded by any means because of that kind of environment. So I think that this is a good buy. Let's check out the centering. I'm noticing something a little funky here. Yeah, okay, there's a little bit there. I noticed it when I went down to, you know, and it kind of, I could feel it scraping against this side. But the same issue with this, when I go to, like, it's well centered. It's not perfect, but it's well centered. But when I go to deploy it, I could actually feel it scraping. And if you look at that spot right there, that's a rub mark from right about over here. So, I mean, this G10 isn't super aggressive, but it is a dense material. It will wear over time, and I am not a fan of that, especially for what it costs. Still sub $100, but no one in their right mind should spend anything past $100 for one of these. You have made a bad purchase decision if you bought one of these for over $100. I'm just gonna say it how it is. And you know what? I'm kicking myself for even spending what I spent on it because of how good this is. Like, this is pretty sick value, and I like that it's a lot more welcoming to the hand than the Verdict. But that is just preference. My hand is very different from your hand or anybody else watching this video. So you could have a smaller hand, a fatter hand, longer fingers, bigger, like it doesn't matter. I have slim fingers, so I typically don't run into any ergonomic issues, but I'm liking what I'm feeling. That's pretty nice. This is just the first impressions. You will see disassembling and sharpening. You will see a comparison video and a full review later on down the road. I'll tune this thing up, I'll sharpen it, I'll put it through some real use, throw it in the pocket, carry it, enjoy it, hate it, love it. And when I'm done with my experiences, again, I'll come back and share my final thoughts on this. But I can't see myself keeping both of them. I can't. So it'll most likely be a potential giveaway to my Patreon members, because now my giveaways are only available to my Patreon members. So I have a $5 and a $10 tier. You can start at the $5 tier and you are automatically entered into winning things that are posted for a giveaway. I will make separate videos on YouTube as well as on the Patreon page. You can look at all that kind of stuff and see introductory videos of what my packages or my tier list includes. A lot of sharpening and customization service discounts, things like that. But I have videos explaining in good detail of what I can do for you supporting me and my channel. So that'll be posted down below in the description. It'll be the first link available. Click on it, go check out what I have on there. I only have a couple members supporting me, and I am forever grateful for the people that do support me, because as we all know, this is a very expensive hobby. And at this point in time, I'm in the position of having to sell a lot of my stuff to either support my wife on a in-between job journey. She's going to be moving from one job to another, as well as I'm actually registered for school again, and I will be picking up schooling, which school is not free. As an adult going to a community college, school is not free. So I'm going to be selling a shit ton of my knives. If you like some of the stuff that I have 5 knives out of 12 that I'm putting up for sale. My sales are first offered to only my Patreon members. After they have all either been picked through or no one wanted to buy them, Patreon member wise, they will be posted on Blade Binge, and prices will reflect that difference. So if you're a Patreon member, you get discounts. You will get a lower price rate than if I post on Blade Binge, because on Blade Binge I have to consider the fact that I gotta pay almost double for shipping costs, as well as my processing fees to Blade Binge. I love their site, I promote their site, but right now I'm in a position where every little bit matters, and that's why picking up something like this that is ultra affordable, this makes me really happy, because I don't feel like I got ripped off. I actually feel like I got a sweet, like I took away like a really sick knife for the price. So I'm really happy with that. So sorry about the little rant about Patreon and stuff, but any little support is definitely welcomed. Absolutely go ahead and check it out if you're interested in that kind of stuff. If you're interested in this knife, I believe it's still sub $50, even though Prime Day deals are over. But I'll post it there if anybody's interested, and maybe you had an old one of these and maybe you want one of the newer ones, because I think the old ones were like all black coated, but it was like the really cheapy black coating that they had previously, like years and years ago. And this stonewash is gorgeous. I personally think it's gorgeous. I love it. It's gonna wear in very well. Use your stuff. You know, I can't say that enough. Use your knives. They're tools, especially in this price point. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you are subscribed already, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate all your support and your patience. Of course, if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing, because I have plenty more videos and content coming you guys' way. With that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.